Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whichever. Welcome back to the channel, and for everybody, a happy new year. A couple of days into the new year, and I thought, well, it's about time I did something on YouTube. I haven't done anything for a while, so I thought, well, why not have a quick review of the previous year that's just gone. 2022 was quite an interesting year for me. It moved it changed, showed a change in what I was doing with regard to my wargaming. And so I thought I'd have a quick run through. I've even made a few notes to try and, so if I'm looking down at them, it's only the notes I'm really looking at. So anyway, the first part of the new year, the sort of early spring, very quiet for me, mainly due to work and not having an awful lot of time to do any gaming at our local club. They meet, it's the Mid-Somerset Wargamers, and unfortunately for me, they meet on Thursday evening. I don't finish work, 7:30 on a Thursday evening, so by the time I've got back home and then up to the hall, it's gone. Generally, it's gone 8:15, by which time games are all in place, and it's a bit difficult really to do an awful lot, then. So it was fairly quiet until May, when we had CrackCon. CrackCon 2? CrackCon 2 in May, yes, over at Boards and Swords in Derby. I chose to play O Group, simply because it's a game I hadn't played before. It was Second World War. It was in 15mm, and it looked interesting. And like I say, I'd not played it before. I thought, well, let's give it a go. This was run by Alex Sutton, who is a great supporter of 15mm and a great supporter of Lardy games as well. So anyway, get there, get to see everybody on the night before, and we have a good laugh and all the rest of it. And then the following day, we get to the venue, and we start playing. And well, to be honest, within half an hour, I was already pretty much hooked on O Group. Love the scale of 15mm. It gives you a chance to have lots of space to move about on a decent sized table. O Group itself is a great set of rules. I mean, it did help that both Alex and Chris Brown, who's the son of the author, were running the game. So we had pretty good teachers. So like I say, within half an hour of playing it, I was already hooked. In fact, when I got home, within a couple of days, I'd ordered the rules and ordered some figures, and I bought some British Expeditionary Force infantry figures, along with a few support options and some of the tanks that were required for them to operate. I got those and started painting and building them up. I'll intersperse pictures of the work that I've done over this year, as and when it's appropriate. So you should be seeing pictures of the work that we've been doing. So I managed to get those finished. I was then looking at an opponent for them, because there's nobody in my area that I thought played O Group or anything in 15mm Second World War. So I thought, well, I'd best buy some Germans. So that's what I did. I bought the Plastic Soldier Company early German box, assembled those. I haven't bought any vehicles for them yet, other than a couple of late war German self-propelled artillery, which was simply because our local model shop had some Zvezda 1/100th kits in. So I bought a couple of those. So I won't be showing those because they've only got as far as priming. I'm not too worried about those. So again, that took me really through until September. It kept me occupied again, unfortunately, even during the summer holidays. For whatever reason, I didn't seem to get to the gaming club. But come September, I was able to get to the Clotted Lard, Lardy Day in Exeter, which was absolutely fantastic. Got down to the venue, which was a beautiful little village hall in the middle of nowhere. Or so it seemed. It was a beautiful drive down. Really enjoyed it. But anyway, so get to the village hall. In the morning, I was playing I Ain't Been Shot, Mum, and that was run by Phil and his wife. And that was just such a joy to play. Great game, fantastic table. It's the first time I played it, so the help of Phil and his wife, it was great. It really made it for me. It's a game that I've bought the rules, and I shall be playing some more of that because I've since found that one of the chaps at our club really enjoys playing it as well. So that's good news. In the afternoon, I played a game of our group, which was unusual for me in that I played the Germans, which is very unusual. I don't normally play the Germans in anything. I don't particularly like doing that, but and the scenario held one or two surprises for us that were quite annoying, but we had to fight our way around, and I think we ended up in a shall we say a friendly draw in the end of the game. It was good fun. So I'll be doing that again in September, hopefully. So then, let's have a look. All right. So the next thing that happened was obviously October and CrackCon 3. Now I'd agreed with Matt Mail to help him with the Franco-Prussian War game using the 28mm Empires of Armies figures. We used the rather than using their rules, we used the new, because these had just been released, Blood and Steel rules. Not difficult to do. There's lots of elements of other games in there that seem to work quite well. Thoroughly enjoyed it. In a game that should have lasted 2-3 hours, it lasted all day. It was very good, very nip and tuck at the end. Again, I think we can call it. We could call that a friendly draw. So after that, very little gaming is taking place, but lots of building and lots of painting. I started collecting and building 15mm structures for the various games. I've started building farms and farmsteads and European type buildings for O Group, 8B Shot Mum, etc. etc. And I've just started looking at African colonial buildings and shanty towns for my Colwezi 78 game, the project that's coming up. I also bought and built the Flames of War British Bulge Comet Armoured Group set. Probably about 12, 13 games plus a number of figures, which is really good. Excellent value for money. It's given me more than enough armoured support and also artillery support, because there are archers and there are sextons in the kits. So that gives you a £17 anti-tank, and it gives you a £25 field gun, which was mounted on the sexton. So a number of those will appear in the pictures in the next few over the period of the video. Yeah, that really takes us up to let's have a think. Probably takes us up to December now, where I've had a bit of time off work and I've been able to get to the club a couple of times. Had a game of Wings of Glory, a First World War aviation game. Good fun. Not something I'd be particularly bothered about taking up myself. I don't think I can be bothered in. I've not got that much interest in the aviation of the First World War. And I also had my first game of Battle Group, which was perfect for me. It was 15mm. It had tanks. It has figures, and we were able to have a really good game on Thursday. Again, I was playing Russians this time against the Germans in a I think it was around the Kursk campaign. But anyway, it ended up that the Soviet army just threw everything at it, as the Soviet army really did, and we eventually forced the Germans off the field. I wouldn't say it was a win. I think we just managed to push them away and stop them doing what they wanted to do. But that was really good. So that's really what's happened this year. Now looking at turn the page over of the notes. So the future. Okay. So the future for me is I want to finish off my late war British troops. I have a company and a half which came with the Flames of War Comet pack. I've got those done. So I want another company and a half of British infantry from 1944 onwards. That wouldn't be, but it's not going to be too difficult to get. Probably another Flames of War purchase or Plastic Soldier Company, whichever. I then want to do an American 15mm battalion for the various games with their supports. It would be good to do those. No rush, sort of from 1941 onwards through to late 44. I think then I can use don't have to use the M44 uniforms. It could be the Parsons jacket and wool trousers, the sort of typical doughboy look. I can do that. Again, that means I will have to get some Shermans and some Honeys as the reconnaissance tanks, but that's not a problem. If I buy the set with the Firefly in it. I get 4 regular Shermans plus the Firefly, which will make up work for both American and for British units. So what else have we got? Let's have a look. So, oh yeah, I think I mentioned. No, I didn't. I started painting in 2020 during lockdown, and the first figures I bought were metal figures for a very British Civil War. They were dismounted and a mounted troop of yeomanry from the North Somerset area, and I painted them up, and I thought they were okay at the time, but looking back at them when I opened the box up, they looked terrible. I'd used very poor paints, very poor techniques, all the rest of it. So I stripped them off, and I've just started really now repainting them. More as a palette cleanser for when I've had enough of 15mm figures. It gives me a chance to do something a little bit bigger, a little bit bolder. But if I never get to play again with them, that's not a problem, I don't mind. But I would love to have a game of very British Civil War. What else? Let's have a look. And then, of course, there's my ongoing Colwezi 78 project, which is the Battle of Colwezi in Zaire in 1978, when the French Foreign Legion's 2nd Rep descended on the city of Colwezi to try and rescue 2,000 European hostages from communist insurgents who'd come in from Angola and such. Very successful operation. What I'm going to try and do is to do various parts of that. I think I would like to do that at CrackCon 5, which could well be the similar sort of time to this next year, maybe October next year. This year. Who knows? We don't know what the lads are planning yet. But I'd like to do that using the Peter Pig AK-47 rules. They seem to have a really good post-colonial insurgent vibe to them. Leaves us a chance to use aircraft and things like that. And so that's really about it. It's something that's an ongoing project. I've started buying buildings for them. I'm just produced the more troops today. Get those painted up, get them boxed away. They'll be building it up slowly. So that's it. Thank you very much for listening to me waffle. I hope you've enjoyed the pictures that I put up. It's my second year in the hobby. I personally think the quality of my work's improved way beyond anything I expected, and so much so that when we had a painting competition at our local club, I felt confident enough to enter models. Didn't win anything, but that wasn't the point. It was about me feeling confident enough in the quality of my work to put those figures forward for judging, and I did, and thoroughly enjoyed the process. Felt a lot better about everything that I'd done, and I think that's something that's really kind of come through this year. So anyway, thank you very much. I shall leave you to it and see you again soon.